this is actually the Chitocerium model, which it was the last Mecha Musume kit model that I built. And I was having trouble at the time making her fit into the box, and the box even like nicely closing. So it did require a bit of adjustments and trimming of some of the hinge parts here, because there was just too much friction, and it was actually causing, as I unfolded the box, it caused a lot of friction, which then led to the parts kind of the container itself separating. So some glue was required, some shaving, some trimming. But here we are. It's all in here, and I can show you just like that. It all fits nicely right there, which is pretty cool. So how about and yeah, all the extras here, including the arms, the sword, and the book, those are all accounted for. The only thing that isn't put into the container is the extra arms or faceplates. But yeah, the other thing that was challenging for me in terms of getting this model to fit inside the fit was, like, if you look, it's kind of like see how it almost makes like a nice square shape when you look at it head on, or a burger. Kind of looks like a burger. When I was transforming it previously, the parts were I think I didn't properly adjust these parts. You have to get these parts at a certain angle to get that like very condensed, compressed shape. But here we are. So let's unfold it now, and then we can have her posed standing up, and then we can wrap things up. And here's the big question: do I remember how to pose this? I think it goes like that. Yes. But yeah, the other thing too, when it comes to like customizing a kit, as I had been doing previously with the gun tank, or rather the 30-minute missions model, is that there's a lot of looking at it and thinking about it and doing a little adjustment, all of that stuff. And that's not very conducive to a good stream, at least in my books, my feeling. When I'm streaming, I like to have a very, defined purpose. What am I doing today? I'm going to be building, I'm going to be painting, so on and so forth. And so that's why when it comes to something where I'm kind of just being loose and lazy with how it all works. Okay, let's take this off. Bad little white kid from Toy Story. The good kid, the good white kid. Y'all love Sid. I'm Team Sid. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. As I was building this kit on stream, I could not find one of these like joint hinge parts, and what ended up happening was I had used the part that I needed for another section of the model, because a number of these joints look very similar. The good white kid. The good white kid. Which one is which? Sid was good. I'm Team Sid. Sophia! How's it going, Sophia? How are you today? Nice to see you here. How are things? How is life? Slink? The Slinky? The Slinky is voiced by Ernest. So maybe? Let's do a poll. Oh yeah, so here she is all kind of folded up, and now we can unfold her. Some of the parts I actually removed because I felt like they would fall off very easily, including there's like a little black triangle that goes right there. Jim Varney, yeah. Those Ernest movies were so fun. No one's, you know, Hollywood loves just remaking things. No one has dared to remake Ernest because he's kind of one of a kind. Ernest Goes to Heaven with Toriyama? That'd be dope. Sign me up. You're actually supposed to glue the head to the neck part here. This is only attached through like a very tenuous friction connection. And there's actually a couple of stickers that, or rather water slide decals that we need to place on this model that I'm not going to do. How can you remake a movie series based off of a local commercial character that a relatively unknown comedian played? I feel like it's a flash in the pan moment. Listen, Hollywood, there's very few movies that Hollywood has said, like, this is forbidden. We should not remake this because it's an all-time classic. Sound of Music is one of them. but if they got the notion that there was gold in them there are hills, if they could make more Ernest movies, they would do it in a heartbeat. Ernest was cool though. Let me look at the instructions, because I feel like this does come down and drape over like that, but I'm wondering if I got the angles right. Let's take a quick look. Sophia Good just got back from a doctor's appointment. Nice. Hopefully everything is in tip-top shape. Hopefully you're doing well, you're healthy. I see. It actually goes at a little angle, like this. Also, I got them swapped out. They should be this way. Citizen Kane 2, and instead of a wheelbarrow, Rosebud is some malicious AI that could destroy the world. Oh man, I could see it happening. The sad part is I could see it happening. It'd probably be like Paul Giamatti as well, playing like the nephew of Citizen Kane, the long lost descendant. This girl a bird, bunny, or a bat? I think she is... That's a good question. I don't really know if she has been assigned a singular animal to represent. She very well might be just a bunch of stuff that the designer kind of liked. Yeah. Also, I'm noticing now that this should be on kind of positioned differently, so let's do that. I think it goes like this. She's pretty. Yeah, I really like this model. I have a handful of Mecha Musume models at this point, but this might be one of my favorite ones, and it's... I've bought enough that, like, I've noticed that a trend with these kits is that they have a lot of extras. They have a lot of extra spiky bits to become elaborate armor and stuff like that. And that's also a way of like justifying the price. Some of them can be very, very pricey. But in the case of this model, it actually doesn't have a lot of extra accessories, relatively speaking. But what it does have is a really nice overall design impression, a really nice cohesive aesthetic having all that extra stuff, it wouldn't really benefit the model. As I And as I say that, I'm attaching a giant weird wing thing to it. And it was actually decently pricently. I'm making up words. It was decently priced. Priced. God, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. It was decently priced in my feeling. So there is the overall pose. There are different faces that you can these pricely. Yeah, I really like this model. Sophia here. Let me shout out Sophia. Shout out to Sophia of Heart, fellow Canadian builder, friend of the channel. Sophia built a really neat, what was it? It was like a, it wasn't a ducky, it was like an animal, a bunny robot situation, and it looked really neat, and I feel like I want one too. I say that all the time whenever I see cool stuff, and that's what I love. I love seeing all the cool stuff you guys do, all the cool stuff you guys build. It makes me want all of that stuff too, if not the same thing, something similar. And yeah, very cool. Love hanging out on Sophia's channel. Haha, English. Stop working, yep. Yeah, my brain. Clear indication that we should perhaps wrap things up, but not before doing the final assemblage. So there she is. We have some different hands that she can hold these accessories, and this actually amounts to all the accessories for her, at least when it comes to weapons. She does have alternate hands, alternate heads. I can get those, might as well, for the sake of completeness. I dropped the book. Here it is. I found a brand that made a bunny ship and I loved it. Yeah, so cool. Sophia's bunny thing. And I was looking into that because on your stream, Sophia, I was like, oh, I don't know if it's the same company, but I saw someone make like this cool duck, this cool robo duck situation, and I don't think it's the same company. I'll try and send you a link because it did look neat, but I think it's from a different company. Where are the alternate hands? Let me find those hands. Bro, Kishi. Hey, bro. Yeah, bro. Could you hand me that pamphlet? Brochure. Ba-dum-ts. I may have seen what you're talking about. Is it super chunky? Yeah. So here's some of the extra biddies for this model. Some of this is actually for a different Mecha Musume kit entirely, although those are very nice. These like translucent, sparkly, flaming sword bits. But just here, these are some of the extras. The rest of the extras for Platinum, including this extra face which remains on a runner. And I'll probably just leave it on the runner at this point because it's I don't really feel like taking it out. Her hair is on a bun, or her hair is in a bun, and this actually had to be glued together. In the instructions they do say that you need super glue, and then you go on to then glue that to the back of the head. I don't really feel like doing that at the moment because if I decide to paint this, we need to have the option to have it all easily accessible. But there's the hand that grips the sword. And here's, yeah, this book actually opens up, which is really neat. Whoa. Look at that. And yeah, there's some decals, some water slide decals that you would then put on, which is very nice. There's a hand that is specifically made to hold the book. And you know, it's kind of held in a very classic anime-ish looking way, like that. But there's no sort of connection point to keep it affixed. Just kind of like held by friction. You have to be very careful with that. And this is a left hand. I had to like hold out my own hand and compare it. Be like, that's a left hand. So let's put the book in the left hand. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. We're just kind of doing the final kind of look at this model before we go on to paint it and do some customizations and stuff like that too. I say that realizing that I have a lot on my plate already, so I want to be kind of careful to not take on too many projects. Some of the joints feel a little stiff for this model, which freak me out a little bit. I need to be kind of careful about how I pose it and how I move these joints, lest they break, which is obviously something that I don't want to happen. Let's get a little blue tack temporarily just to slap that on and make it stick. But yeah, I will probably be back some point on the weekend, which is to say tomorrow or the next day. And we might actually start painting. I've only painted once here in the new year of once we turned over to 2024, so I am looking forward to more painting, more paint-tan. There you go, the sword, very nice sword. Very, very long. And again, this is something where I need to kind of more, play around with it more in terms of posing. But yeah, there she is, and you can have her stand on the base, the very same box that she was folded up and crunched up in. You can then have her standing on it, and it's like you don't have to bother buying a base or anything. It's already there for you, which is actually kind of nice. And like I said, I feel like I want to pick up more of these Chitocerium models because they're quite nice. The platinum was the one that really caught my eye. The others, I think that the designs are very nice, but not. It didn't really. None of the other ones truly captured my attention as this platinum model did. But they do make a cat, a tiny little cat, and I'll probably get one of those, and then we'll have to see from there. But in all the Mecha Musume kits that I've picked up, I really enjoyed this one. Even though I did have some challenges, they weren't as bad as I was kind of led to believe, which is possibly due to the fact that this is one of the a 1.5 revision. But here's the other faceplates. They're not really all that different. One set of eyes are kind of more wider, and another one is a little like her eyelids are half closed, I guess. Those are the the alternate faceplates, and there are some water slides. There are some water slides which I'll have to put on at a later date when I decide to paint it. I think when I paint it, I'm going to maintain the kind of general color scheme of this model being black and white, and the hair being like half black, half white, and then blonde up here. I actually like how that looks. It's kind of unique, right? So we'll probably just retain that styling. But yeah, very cool. Very happy with this model. You can bring it with the next shopping trip, I know. Very easy to fold up. It's kind of impressive actually how all of this folds up. Some of the other models are actually two much smaller Mecha Musume girls, and they fit inside a single container, which I think is kind of cool. All of them come in containers. Even the cat comes with a tiny container, which is kind of humorous. But here, she doesn't even truly fit like straight up like that. let's go to this screen.